In fact, the latest now coming in is with regards to the fact that the evacuation process has already been completed. When the fire actually broke out, the passengers were actually present. Japan Airlines spokesperson also confirming that over 350 passengers were present when the fire broke out, and the emergency was actually pressed into action, resulting in slide doors being opened, and thereafter the evacuation process was carried out. At this point in time, however, there isn't any official confirmation with regards to what led to the fire, but as multiple reports essentially suggesting that there was a possible collision that took place with a Japan Coast Guard aircraft. The aircraft that we're talking about is an Airbus. It is what we are also picking up from multiple broadcasters. It is JAL, Japan Airlines flight 516, which had taken off from Hokkaido Airport and was present at Haneda Airport when this fire actually broke out, Samiksha. But what has also resulted is not only the aircraft being set on fire, but it appears that there were also other items present at the tarmac. Apart from the aircraft, also the runway has been set alight, is what we are picking up at this point in time. So whether at all the situation has been brought under control or not, that confirmation really not coming in at this stage, as the situation appears to be quite volatile. If you simply go by the images that are coming into the newsroom right now, it shows that the situation hasn't been brought under control as yet.
All right, so as we speak, there's another report that is trickling in that all 400 passengers, crew members on board the aircraft have been evacuated. So this is another report that suggests that all passengers, including the crew members, have been safely evacuated. So it seems that the rescue operation is complete. And for our viewers also who are just tuning in, this is a massive fire that has engulfed the Japanese Airlines flight aircraft, as is seen in these visuals. The visuals on your screens is the fire which happened right after the collision on the runway at a famous airport in Japan. So it's Japan Airlines plane that is seen in flames after landing at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. It's seen on fire at Tokyo's Haneda Airport, and the officials are still trying to extinguish the flame. Meanwhile, all 400 passengers, including the crew members, as per reports, have been safely evacuated. The reason for this fire is not yet known, but this seems that there was a collision on the runway, after which the fire broke out on this aircraft. We'll try and get more details, but for our viewers who are just tuning in, this is Airbus A350 belonging to Japan Airlines that is seen ablaze at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. Approximately 400 passengers, including crew members, have been safely evacuated. So other than the 367 passengers on board, at least 20 were crew members who have been safely evacuated. The visuals on your screens is of that Japan Airlines plane that is seen fully engulfed in flames after collision at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. We do not yet know the reason for the fire, but from what it appears, there was a collision on the runway at Tokyo's Haneda Airport, after which the aircraft caught fire. So a Japan Airlines Airbus said to be its A350-900, which is seen ablaze after a suspected collision with a Coast Guard aircraft. So it's not yet confirmed whether this collision happened with the Coast Guard aircraft, but reports suggest that there was a collision on the runway, following which the aircraft caught fire. This is Airbus A350 of Japan Airlines that is seen completely engulfed in fire. It happened at around 6 p.m. Japan time, and this is the visual of that very moment when the aircraft is seen fully engulfed in fire. In fact, the fire officials are still on the spot to douse the flames. Meanwhile, all passengers, including the crew members, have been safely evacuated. Alright, let's go across to Soyesha also, who's joining us from the Delhi newsroom. Soyesha, once again tell us about the facts known so far. As we understand that all 267, at least 200 passengers who were on board are safe, including the crew members.
Oh yes, and that comes in as the biggest sense of relief, Samiksha, given these very, very dramatic pictures that are on our screens right now. And let's understand that this is a very, very busy airport. Japan Airlines is again a very reputed airline. So really everyone trying to wonder what caused that fire. While an investigation will certainly begin promptly on it, the immediate priority was the safety of all those passengers who were on board. And let me reiterate once again that as per the information coming in, all the passengers were on board when the plane collided. In fact, it is being learned that it was an Airbus, and the plane possibly collided with a Coast Guard aircraft. That is being seen as the reason for the blaze on the plane. Those are the pictures on our screens right now, and thankfully all the passengers have been evacuated. As per the information coming in, about 367 passengers who were on board, and it is reportedly believed that the plane was hit by another aircraft, which is possibly a Japan Coast Guard plane. Now, Japan's Coast Guard has said that it is checking the reports and what was the reason for that collision between the passenger aircraft and this Coast Guard plane. We're also getting information of how the aircraft originated from Shin-Chitose Airport in Hokkaido and was carrying more than 300 passengers, reportedly 367 on board.
Right.
367
Yes.
passengers who have been evacuated.
Just hold your thoughts for a moment, Soyesha. Let's go across to Subhash Goel, aviation expert, also joining us. Mr. Goel, what do you make of this incident, given that this happened in one of the busiest airports in Japan? This is a reputed flight, as we were reputed airlines that we're talking of here. What do you think could have really led to this massive fire which happened in one of the most known aircraft, the flights that we know in Japan?
Most of the passenger aircraft all over the world is fitted with aircraft collision avoidance systems. So normally if it was two passenger aircraft, they would have not collided. But since this was a Coast Guard aircraft, probably they didn't have that system, and that could have been one of the errors. This I don't know what the actual reason is. Maybe it was visibility or what it was, unless I. But nowadays, passenger aircraft are fitted with air accident avoidance systems, so two planes cannot collide on the airfield like this.
Right, appreciate you speaking to us. So that was Subhash Goel, aviation expert, on this massive fire which engulfed one of the flights of Japan Airlines.